Alrighty, and we are
All right.
off, and we're just waiting for Twitch lag to fix us.
Yep. We are, race has started according to SRL, so.
Yes, so now we're just waiting on everything to plop up. And, alright, I see Zarby, and I see Random, and we are not starting at the start.
No. Good news is it does look like both racers have the correct seed this time.
Yep. And it looks like, well, it could just be coincidence, but it looks like the secret amounts are not randomized.
Yes, that is... as you said, we don't know for sure. It could just have been randomized the same amount, but I would come to that same conclusion, that it looks like secret amounts are fixed or the same as in vanilla.
All right, given now that we've seen a 30 and a 10 on Zarby's side, I'm thinking that this is definitely non-randomized.
Yes,
as far as the yeah,
I would agree with that.
Yep.
So. Oh.
Okay. I think I'm good. How about you?
I'm a few seconds behind here.
Yeah,
All right,
so
I think that's
seconds.
probably about as good as I'm gonna get. So.
Same here. All right. All right, so as we see, the wood sword was in the regular wood sword location, but there's no candle. So now they're going to go on a candle hunt.
So now they've got to find the candle. Candle is definitely a big item to find, both in vanilla Zelda as well as in the randomizer. A lot of secrets hiding in bushes, and in this case, not a big deal since wooden sword is in the vanilla location, but it's also a decent backup attacking item as well.
Okay, so two interesting developments. On Zarby's side, we saw that the letter coast item is the any key again. On the left-hand side, we find that RandomEffekt has found level 3 in its level 3 location, and the Pole's voice have 0 HP. Do we have a 0 HP seed? That is the question. And let's see what we have in the next room. Next room
certainly
is
looks like it, because that Gliok went down awfully quickly.
This is definitely a 0 HP seed. This is gonna be fun. And yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so, but it also looks like we definitely have a shapes seed, because this does not strike me. And level 3 has the bow. That is
yes,
huge.
that is a huge find.
So it does look like we have a shapes race, because this does not strike me as something that level 3 would normally look like. So a lot of interesting developments so far. This looks like it's going to be fun. All right, so Random is hunting through level 3, and it looks like Zarby is about a screen or two away from finding the sword.
The start, yep. So that is one of the main strategies to try and figure out what's going on, or overworld cave shuffle, that kind of thing. You make a beeline for the start, and you hope you find the wooden sword.
Exactly.
Which, so it looks like, at least so far, from what we can see, it looks like vanilla locations are a definite possibility. First quest vanilla locations, that is.
Definitely.
For caves and dungeons.
And now the next thing we're going to be... Oh, I just saw on Zarby's side we have a book purchase, so a boomstick is activated.
Yes, indeed. Would you like to explain what the boomstick is for the audience here?
Go for it, MDI.
All right, sure. So the boomstick. Normally, the magic book is actually rather useless in the vanilla Legend of Zelda. What it does is it basically turns your magical wand item into a flame at the end of it. But the boomstick, which we know is the boomstick because you can purchase the magic book in a shop here, what that does is instead of a flame, it actually shoots out a bomb and it explodes at the end of when it hits an enemy or hits a wall, which is actually very, very nice. In terms of attack power, a little bit less useful in this seed, since it looks like it's a 0 HP enemy seed, but that could, in terms of actually using bombs, I believe it does explode walls if you fire it at a wall. And it
does explode walls, and it does hit for 4 HP of damage if it does hit an enemy. Again, not so important on this seed because we are dealing with a 0 HP seed. But, I mean, but the bomb stick is useful, especially now that we're in shapes, okay? Because one of the... Yeah, I braced this a lot.
That is true.
And one of the jokes we come, oh, the game has now thrown its first curveball. The Triforce in level 3 is ladder block.
Oh, very interesting. And have we seen the level 3 item? Yes, we have. We've seen, so the items are shuffled.
Yeah, the items are definitely shuffled.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that one. Now, given where they started, I'm actually surprised neither one of them headed up. Oh, maybe Random's going to do this now, to the Lost Hills Armos, because that can also hold an item. We know both Forest Armos didn't. And I think we just saw on Zarby's side that the Lake Armos did not either. So now the Armos item is down to, I think, the Lost Hills or the Grave. All right,
Yes,
so
I believe you are correct on that. Oh, God.
Zarby has now stumbled his way into level 3 and is probably going to find the same thing Random just did in this diamond staircase, that it is, in fact, the bow. And there it is. Bow find for Random, or Zarby.
Yep. And meanwhile, Random has indeed purchased a blue candle, so he can now begin burning things.
So I wonder if his play now is to go straight to level 8 that has 2 items in it. Oh, no.
That's possible,
no,
or maybe I would actually
maybe.
probably go to level 1 if I were him, I would think, but level 8 is, also...
Okay, and we just saw a hint on Zarby's side that says Spectacle Rock is an entrance to death. So, number 1, that's absolutely true. So we are probably dealing with helpful hints here. Number 2, that pretty much furthermore cements the fact that we are dealing with original dungeon locations.
Yes.
So that means Flute is required and Raft is required.
Yes, indeed. And yep, we see Random entering level 1 in the vanilla level 1 location, which if it didn't before, I would say it certainly cements the first quest vanilla dungeon locations. So he finds the map, which is useful in shapes.
Oh, this is quite linear, so we might find a bomb block here, which isn't a problem for Random because he's got 6 bombs.
Right.
So, as we like to say, ladies and gentlemen in chat, name that ink blot. What does this ink blot look like to you?
Yes, indeed. And one thing to note about the maps, not really a factor in level 1, but in vanilla Legend of Zelda, there are actually some hidden rooms, if you will. I think the only one that's truly hidden is, I believe, the one in the very upper right corner of level 9, where the red ring is in vanilla Legend of Zelda. Also, recorder in level 1.
Nice.
For random effect there. But in vanilla Legend of Zelda, there are some rooms that don't actually show up on the map when you collect the map. That is not the case in Shapes in Randomizer. All the rooms that you can get into are on the map.
Mm-hmm. And the same mechanics, though, still play from the vanilla levels as well. Like, as long as it's not a, corridor staircase or an old man room, you can bomb into every location from one to another in levels 1 and 2 and 3, I believe. And the other thing we can keep in mind here is the size of the levels goes up linearly. So 2 will be bigger than 1 and so on and so forth. But then 7 is a little smaller than 6, but 8 is bigger than 7. So 6 typically winds up being the largest dungeon. Now, the fact that level 1 here is a huge find for Random with the ladder. But anyways, going back to what I was saying, level 6 or 8 often wind up being the largest levels, and the fact that this level 1 is actually nice and small is a good thing. We're probably going to have dungeons that are on the smaller side right now, and that's a good thing, at least as far as time goes.
Right. So we see... let's see what Zarby is up to here, as Random taking out some... those are Moldorms, I believe, for the Triforce piece.
And we have our first Triforce get of the race. Random gets Triforce from level 1.
Yes, indeed.
So, I'm trying to think. Do you happen to know, because Gorias are typically in vanilla level 1. What are Darknuts typically in vanilla 3, or is that a Goria set as well?
That is a Dark Nut set.
Okay, so far, enemies have not been shuffled between dungeons. So far. But granted, we've only seen 2.
Correct. I believe in vanilla it's actually only red Dark Nuts, but it is a Dark Nut group.
Right, and here we have a Goria. Yep, we have a Goria set in 2, so it is very much looking. Yeah. Enemy sets are not randomized.
Yes, indeed. We see the hint in level 2 that Dig Dogger hates certain kind of sound.
Yeah, I've heard it's country.
Indeed. But that does mean that vanilla hints is also a possibility, vanilla and/or helpful, I guess.
Yeah, this definitely looks like vanilla hints. I think I had said helpful earlier. I think I probably misspoke there. This definitely looks like vanilla hints.
Okay.
So, and Zarby just taking a death and getting warped back to the start of level 1, where he finds the ladder.
Indeed, big find. That will definitely help. It is, I was gonna say, I'm trying to think if... ladder is, strictly speaking, required to... yes, it is, actually, because we found out that the Triforce in 3 is ladder blocked.
Right. There are such a thing as ladderless seeds. I mean, I'd say probably out of 100 seeds, maybe you'll find one that's ladderless.
Right.
It's certainly not necessarily a requirement, but we do know it is a requirement in this one because of the Triforce in 3.
Yeah.
And that any key is going to be one heck of a good find eventually for our runners, so they don't get key blocked.
Yeah, not having to worry about keys is definitely huge.
Yeah. All right, so Random finds a nice bomb hole here. And there's the map. All right, so the map find is big, tells him where he can bomb and where he can't bomb, which is big and it's the red candle.
Yep, he finds the red candle, opts not to pick it up, which is interesting. Although, since we basically know what we're dealing with, it is, in terms of, locations of things, we basically know we're dealing with a vanilla overworld. Right. And he has a blue candle already.
Well, he has a blue candle. The only reason I can see him wanting to pick up a red candle is it would give him a bit of a ranged weapon. Maybe he doesn't value it or doesn't think he will need it. It doesn't really matter. I mean, he has a blue candle at this point, but I don't think it'd be worth it at this point.
Right. I don't know.
I could go either way with
not strictly necessary. I think for seeing as he was already in the room and for how close he was to it, I think if I were him, I probably would have just gone ahead and taken it. But as you say, especially with the information we have for this seed,
I didn't see it.
I actually didn't see either.
No. Yeah. All right. Hey, chat, do me a favor. Did you guys see if Zarby got the Triforce out of 1, or did he skip it? Because neither one of... He got ladder? Okay,
he thanks. He got the ladder, okay.
Okay, so that does confirm Zarby does not get the Triforce. Thank you, chat. We appreciate that. We can't catch anything. We can't catch everything sometimes, and we appreciate your help. All right, so it looks like Zarby is on his way to level 5 because it's closest. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Dave, yep. That's why Dave pointed out very nicely that he does out of keys. So now we have Random in level 8, and we have Zarby working his way to level 5.
Yes, indeed. So level 8 has 2 items in it. So definitely probably a good place to go early on if you know where it is, which we do here. And you have the magic key, and he's got full bombs as well.
Yeah, so he's super well equipped for this. And Zarby finds the transport staircase in level 5. Well, a transport staircase, because we can never say there's just one, because if it's a 3 or 4 fraction dungeon, we can have a ton of staircases.
Yep. He finds the Triforce in 8, but I imagine he's going to go item hunting here.
I would imagine, especially with 0 HP.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
very interesting. Okay.
on Zarby's side, we have a silver arrow find. So this tells us, number one, that red ring and silver arrows obviously not forced into 9. Number
Yes.
2, this is huge because now, yep, he has it. He has both bows and silver arrows. So at this point, he's almost on Triforce and Go mode. The only thing he needs really now is the recorder.
Yes, that's right, because you mentioned the red ring and silver arrows being shuffled. There is, besides the traditional item shuffle, I guess you'd call it traditional item shuffle, there is an additional flag independent of that that can still force the red ring and the silver arrow into 9. But it looks like that was not the case here, as you can see, because you got the silver arrow in level 5. Now, even if the silver arrow... Regardless, Ganon may still not be required. We won't know until we get to level 9, and either certain doors are shut, or they're not shut.
Right. And yet again, I tripped over my own tongue. It is not the recorder that Zarby needs. He picked that up in level 1. It is the Raft.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
So. All right, so they are both working their way through. Oh, another heart container find for Zarby. All right, so where are we at here? I mean, they're pretty even at this point, the two racers. They're each, except for the fact that Zarby has to go back into level 1. So.
Right.
Let's just hope he gets to that coast sooner rather than later and gets that magic key to help him unlock the seed. No pun intended.
Okay, so this appears to be the reverse C that doesn't open here.
No, and this is one of the things that I think, being a little inexperienced, is working against Zarby. The heart container was in that room. So if there's an item in a C room or an item in a 2-block room or an item, where otherwise a stairway is that's not visible, that block will never push. Same thing with the shutter. If you see a block that could push, if the shutter, that block will never yield a staircase. It will just open the shutters.
Right, it'll just open the shutter door.
Right. So. Oh, and random, it looks like he took the Triforce innate and bailed. He is in level 5 at this point. I didn't see him get either of the items out of level 8 to do.
No, yeah, he took a couple hits and grabbed the Triforce, and I don't think he went back into it.
So we'll see what his play is here. I mean, he knows items are randomized, so...
Right.
We'll see. And as you can see over on Zarby's side, and we saw this on RandomEffekt side, this is an example of a segmented dungeon. So there's guaranteed... Oh, that's an expensive bomb upgrade.
Yes, it is.
So, you're guaranteed to see at least one staircase in this dungeon, if not 2. Oh, we're almost with the mythical high 5. They're about a room apart from each other.
Yeah, they're in about the same room here. Oh, but Zarby right now is, unfortunately... I actually didn't see if there was a drop in this room, but at the moment he's key blocked until at least he defeats these Dark Nuts, and maybe even after that.
And Random has
there was a key in that room, okay.
Random has the compass, and it is in the first level of the dungeon. So, what is okay? Zarby looking around.
Okay, and now he's key blocked, it looks like.
Now he's key blocked, but that's not going to be a bad thing, because that might now force him to explore the first level of the dungeon a little bit more. And, of course, we know that, thanks to Random, we know that that is where the Triforce is in this dungeon.
Right.
Oh, but he's key blocked out of there. Oh, so he's got to get to the coast. Zarby has to get to the coast. And now Zarby's going to check to see if the...
Yeah, if the white sword is...
Yep, if the white sword item is randomized.
Yes, indeed. It is not. Okay.
Doesn't really much matter, though, given
Doesn't matter too much, but...
Where it could matter is later in the seed when it comes to the Ganon fight. If
Yes.
Ganon is required, then wood sword, 15 hits, white sword, 8 hits.
Yes. And, see random now, he does pick up the Triforce in level 5.
You are not missing that he has no Triforces.
I don't believe so, no.
Okay, so Zarby is making his way... level 2, maybe?
Possible.
Okay, Random also picks up the white sword as Ganon insurance.
Yes. And he, so the white sword taking at most 5 hearts to pick up. That is another one of the potential flags, is it can shuffle a little bit the number of hearts you actually need to pick up the white and magical swords.
Right, anywhere between 4 and 6, but it's either 4 or 5 at this case, based on what Random just did.
Chad is asking, isn't Ganon 0 HP? I don't believe so. That is a separate flag from enemy HP.
Yes.
Similar to how item shuffled is a separate flag from level 9 item shuffled.
Alright, so now we see Random diving back into level 8 to try to find those 2 items. And now Zarby's probably breathing a humongous sigh of relief now that he has the any key out
He does have that. Yep.
Yep, so there we go.
And, like Random was hoping for an item in that staircase, but no, it's just the passage to the other segment here.
And he takes care of those pull voices as he normally would with some arrows. So it looks... Oh, wait. I thought Zarby might be going into level 8. Oh, that's right. He didn't buy a candle. So now that he has a candle, he's going to probably go into level 8, I would imagine.
I would think so.
I would think so. So, and now Random is...
Let's see, Random going to... Yeah, it looks like item... Or, yeah, overworld caves definitely, I would say, not shuffled at this point as he grabs that heart container there.
Just about to say the same thing. It definitely looks like the overworld... the overworld caves are not shuffled. Now, it'll be interesting to see if either one of these racers saves up for the book or for the blue ring.
Yes, that is very true. Yeah.
Right,
I would say, that even despite the 0 HP, I would almost say that the book might be the better investment, just so, again, you don't have to worry about getting possibly bomb shorted later on.
I would agree, especially with the shapes aspect of this. If they don't get a map in the shapes, then what happens is a lot of times you're bomb blocked from proceeding, and sometimes farming for bombs becomes a very, very, very real pain in the rear end thing. I would think that in this particular seed, especially given that the enemies have 0 HP, I would think the book probably carries a little bit more value than a blue ring.
Yes, I would agree with that. I think you see chat mentioning that the boomstick kind of loses a bit of its luster with the 0 HP, but I would actually say the same applies to the blue ring as well, since everything goes down in one hit anyway.
Right. So I think, I think at that point it's kind of your theory, about how you play a seed. Would you rather, farm for bombs and not have boomstick, but take less damage, and also potentially take less damage to a Ganon fight? Because again, we don't know if Ganon is 0 HP or not.
That is very true.
And Ganon can cause a ton of damage if he hits you, or his energy balls. They cause a ton of damage.
Yes, that is is quite true. Ganon's fireballs, with no rings on, do I believe it's a full heart of damage, and touching him, or as we call it in the community, the Hyrule Driver, does actually 4 hearts of damage, which is, along with a orange Wizrow Beam, the most damaging attack in the game. So.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, so now we see Zarby come into that Golma room. They're hoping it isn't. These items are very well hidden in level 8.
They are indeed.
And Random is in level 7 for, what, 2 seconds?
Yeah,
The Triforce?
Yep, he killed the room and he got the Triforce, so...
Oh, my bad. Alright. Well. So, we are at... What's the time we're at? We're at 25 minutes into the race, and Random is only needing Triforces 6. But problem is, he has not yet found the Raft to get into level 4.
Yes, that is a... that is, I would say, his big hang-up right now. I think once he finds the Raft, and the Armos item looks like it was the blueberry banana, or the magical boomerang.
The blue nana.
Yes. So the magical boomerang, really, really not useful, I would say. Although, 0 HP.
0 HP, so it does have a little bit of value.
So it does, yeah.
It also has value in that it can pick up drops from afar.
That is true.
So it can pick up a fairy, it can pick up a heart, it can pick up a drop. But that's really about it.
Yeah.
So, and you'll find
so
a
what
lot
the
of
magic
racers...
boomerang does is it, I believe, it kills 0 HP enemies, or it stuns a lot of enemies that wouldn't have 0 HP.
Right.
And as you said, it can pick up drops. It acts basically like the regular boomerang, or the wooden boomerang, except instead of stopping about halfway across the screen, it actually goes all the way across the screen.
And it actually goes faster.
Yes,
so,
that is true.
Some prefer the magic boomerang, but I think a lot of racers that prefer the wooden boomerang because they find that they can control it better, and if they miss, it comes back quicker.
Yes. So kind of a double-edged sword there with the magic boomerang.
Right.
Or a double-edged boomerang, I guess, is the case may be.
Alright. So I still don't think, I've been watching Zarby's, I still don't think we've seen any items level 8. They are hiding well.
I don't believe so. No, I think you're right. These are 2 very well-hidden items. And, Random now also trying to find the item in 6, so...
In this 2-block room, again, so this is one of those mechanics I was talking about. You can normally push 2 blocks, but because these are shuttered doors, they're not going to push. So.
Right. Oh.
Okay.
And I have actually... Give me one moment here. I have to catch a random stream back up here.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Okay, just let me know what I should be seeing here. Okay, I am well behind at this point.
Yeah, I'm at 35, 30... well, for Random, I'm at 35, 36, 37. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Okay.
We're good.
Okay. One moment here. Okay, yeah. I think that's about as close as I'm gonna get here.
Yep, I'm synced.
Alright. So I just saw a random actually taking a death in level 6.
Yep, and Zarby just found the banana in level 8. So one of the 2 items in level 8 is the wood boomerang.
Yes, so all the stuff we were just talking about with the magic boomerang, as compared to the wooden boomerang, just kind of repeat that for the wooden boomerang.
Pretty much. Now, I didn't see it. The only question is, did Zarby actually grab the boomerang, or did he just leave it be? I didn't see that.
I'm not sure. I was kind of busy resyncing at the time.
Yeah. And as you can see, this level 6 is big. It is nasty. It is filled with Wizrobes.
And level 6 red ring. So probably not exactly what Random was hoping for, but always useful to grab, I would say.
He wanted the Raft out of this, but
yes.
The red ring, he's pretty much a tank at this point, given how quickly he can kill enemies. I don't see him having any issue with combat in the seed from here on out. So
Indeed,
the way I'm kind of reading it, the Raft has to be either in level 7, which Random just left, or it's the second item in level 8.
It's the second item in 8, yeah. So we shall see.
Now this very well could be the second item here on Zarby's screen. Once he dispatches the Goma.
He's gonna do here, he's just gonna take out that Goma, and then...
And it's the Raft.
This is the second... Oh, so this could get fairly interesting here, depending on...
This could be very interesting. Now, Zarby has a lot of Triforce to catch up on, but if Random goes into level 7 looking for the Raft and not level 8, that could give Zarby plenty of time to get those Triforces.
Yes, indeed. Especially as a number of the Triforces, I believe, are fairly quick to pick up as well.
Yeah, so. A lot of them are. So it looks like Zarby's headed back toward level 1. I'm kind of... Or is he going to the Fairy Fountain and then...
Let's see.
Straight to 1, I think. Oh, that Triforce in 6. Look where it is.
Oh, wow.
It is in the absolute corner, and and it looks like it's behind a bomb
wall.
Behind
a bomb, or even behind a staircase, possibly.
Oh. This level 6 looks like it's a bit of a nightmare. Oh.
Yeah, this is not a fun level 6.
No. And the unfortunate thing, as Zarnax just pointed out in chat, it's not fun for Random, and Zarby still has to go through this.
Yeah, he's still got to go through it, so
yeah.
That's, in its own way, that's gonna kind of put a bit of a damper on Zarby's comeback chances here. Although it's certainly not impossible. We have seen stranger things happen in randomizer races over the years, so...
Alright. So, Random picking up the Triforce in level 6, and I would imagine now, well, he's got to go back to either 7 or to 8 to find the Raft.
Yep.
Given the up A, he's going back to 8.
Yes, because of the starting location.
Which we, of course, know is a very, very prudent call. And what is Zarby doing? Zarby, go through the key block. Go through the key door. I've done this several times where I have mistaken a shutter door for a key door and vice versa. So,
okay.
I've done this several times, so I bet you that's exactly what he's thinking.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, and he will snag a Triforce.
Also, looks like Zarby might not know about the basically the 2 quick bombs to Dodongo to stun him.
Right.
Looked like he was laying him down rather slowly there. But...
What is Zarby looking for? I thought he got it, maybe? Oh, okay, so he didn't get the whistle. Okay, he didn't get the whistle.
Okay, yep.
All right, so that's what Zarby was looking for. I was under the mistake he got the whistle, but I had forgotten that the whistle was past the Triforce.
Yeah.
So.
So Zarby now grabbing that Triforce in 1.
All right, so Zarby now grabs his second Triforce of the game, and I would imagine we'll head, I would think, maybe to levels 3 and 7? Right? 3 to grab the ladder block Triforce that he knows about, and then 7 to, well, take his Triforce and go. Yes, because now Zarby is truly in go mode. He has everything he needs to finish this seed. So now we just wait and see. Oh, he's going to level 4. Here we go. All right, so this is the one place Random has not been yet. So let's see what we're looking at here in level 4. Now we know that, yep, and this is confirmed, it's a Wizrobe. We know this is a Wizrobe dungeon because the enemy sets have not been randomized. So even though in the vanilla game you never actually see Wizrobes in level 4, it is a Wizrobe set. So, let's see where we're
Yes,
at.
indeed.
And he takes death to Keese. Yay, yep. Keese.
Keese are strong.
It's just that their movements can be so random sometimes that you just never know where the heck they're going to go sometimes. So
yeah, that was actually, I meant that to be less sarcastic than it actually came out. As you mentioned, they're fairly fast as well. And their movements are definitely some of the most erratic, if not the most erratic things in the game. So if you're low on life, yeah, they're actually fairly dangerous.
Yeah. Here on Zarby's side, we're finding one of the nuances when it comes to the non-traditional shapes. We like to call this game Find the Bomb Hole, because all of a sudden your progress has been stopped because you have no doors to go through, so now you have to start bombing some walls. And this is where bomb farming and this is where boomstick comes in super handy. Because, sometimes it's, you have to go bomb through 5 walls before you find the correct bomb hole. So, right. Random's picked up the Raft. He's going to go to level 4.
He's going to head to level 4 now.
9. There we go. And he only needs 2 bombs to find the first bomb hole.
No, that's fortunate.
This is gonna be
sometimes you can bomb quite a few walls trying to find, the one that you need to bomb. And so looks like level 4 item is the heart container.
All right, so with that, unless I am mistaken, we know the locations of every item in this game, so I will go right now.
Please do.
Level 1 had the recorder and the ladder. Level 2 had the red candle. Level 3 had the bow. Level 4, as we just saw, has the heart containers. Level 5 had the silver arrows. Level 6 had the red ring. Level 7, by process of elimination, has to have the power bracelet. Level 8 had the wooden boomerang and the raft. The ladder item was the magical key. The armlets item was the blue magical boomerang. The white sword item was non-randomized, the white sword, which means then in level 9 we are dealing with the wand or the wand magical shield combo.
Yes, indeed. I believe you are correct. I was trying to think of what the second item in 9 was, and oddly I knew the magical shield, because we haven't seen that, and it's switched with the, when Boomstick is in play, the magical book and the magical shield are actually switched. They switch locations, so. But I had forgotten about the wand, oddly enough.
That happens. Wand, and usually these seeds actually becomes very much almost an afterthought. Really, the only place that the wand, other than having long distance weapon, the only time the wand may even come in handy is killing Patras. But again, the Patras should be 0 HP, so
Right.
So, all right, we have both of our players in level 4, and Zarby is going for the Triforce. He has a compass, and he hits a T room. So,
oh boy. Let's see if he tries to. No. Okay.
No, he's not gonna. So
not gonna try to ladder clip across there.
No, I wouldn't think so. Yeah, lost train of thought. No, I wouldn't think he could. The ladder clip and the screen wrap have very similar mechanisms. I haven't seen Zarby's screen wrap yet, so I don't think he would try a ladder clip.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And there's also the fact that screen wrapping and ladder clipping, not actually the easiest thing to do, despite the skill and ease that you'll see a lot of the top players pull it off. For a decent amount of time, that trick was actually thought to be task only until Darkwing Duck did it one day completely by accident in real time, and he just said, well, I guess we're doing this in real time now, since I can just prove by accident that it's possible.
And as you can see, Zarby is running into a bit of a problem. It looks like the Triforce is bomb blocked.
Yes, indeed.
Unless you can ladder clip, it looks like it is bomb blocked. Let's see, and it's probably, yep, there we go. So Zarby running into some bad luck here, being bomb blocked out of the Triforce room.
Yes, indeed. Now, I actually haven't been paying super close attention. Do we know if enemy item drops are shuffled at all? Or enemy group item drops?
Does not appear to me as if the drops are shuffled. I've seen blues dropping bombs in the overworld, reds dropping bombs in the dungeons.
Okay.
So it looks like Random is making his way up to Spectacle Rock to find level 9. And I think he's probably going to grab a potion on his way. Yep, he's grabbing a potion.
Yep, he's got the red ring, 0 HP, enemies. Yeah, that's grabbing the potion there. Definitely the smart play, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. So now we're coming into level 9, and this was something we talked about earlier in the seed, really at the outset of the program. But we'll just kind of reinforce it here. So we're going into level 9. Because the enemy groups aren't shuffled, it's going to be a Rizrobe level 9, pretty well assured. The major question is going to be, is Ganon forced or not? So what Random is looking here for is, number one, either a sudden, oh, hi, Zelda, or he's looking for a room with a single shutter that doesn't open when all the enemies are killed. If that happens, then we know Ganon is required, because that will be Zelda's room. So this race could be over at any point, or it could be over, or it might take, Random 20 minutes to dig through level 9. So, and also, it is possible that the shape of level 9 is not randomized. I have seen a couple of seeds like that. So, we'll see.
Interesting.
And we have Zarby until we have Zarby in level 2. And out of level 2.
Okay, interesting. Has he gotten the Triforce into? I don't.
I'm surprised Random didn't kill that room. Oh, he's going to kill it now. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna check and see if the shutter opens.
So,
and it did.
Rubel in the chat has just asked, what else is Random in the tournament with regards to the set? Basically, the easy answer to that is everything. Except,
essential. Yes.
Yeah, essentially. What isn't randomized is probably the easiest thing to answer. What is not randomized? You need 8 Triforces to get to level 9. To get into level 9, that's guaranteed. And you know that the dungeons work on level 1 mechanics. Beyond that, pretty much everything is randomized.
Yeah. And by randomized, what we mean is actually it may or may not be randomized.
Right. Yeah, that's probably a better way to put it.
Everything else can be randomized, but it may not be.
It can be randomized. I like that wording. I like that wording.
Yeah. 0 HP Patra there. It's really interesting how easy Patras are when they have 0 HP.
Yeah, a lot of these things. I mean, but the Gleeok that we saw earlier went down in like 2 seconds thanks to the 0 HP thing. And for all we know, Ganon could have 0 HP because that is a setting.
That is true.
Yep. So Zarby now going back into level 2 to find the Triforce. I believe he was bomb blocked out of level 2 on his first attempt.
Yes, I believe you're right. So Random here, meanwhile, just kind of exploring level 9 in general, I'd say.
Yeah, I think he's doing pretty much everything but bombing and taking staircases at this point.
Yeah.
I think he's just trying to see if, number one, if he can find Ganon super quick, and number two, see if he stumbles into Zelda or finds a compass.
Yeah. Patras everywhere.
Patras do seem to... Well, I mean, Patras are guaranteed to be in level 9 anyways, but they
Yes.
seem to be quite populous so far, at least in this early part of the dungeon.
Yeah.
That shutter door opens, so far, oh, shutter door closes behind him. I don't know, I particularly like being able to kill the blue whiz robes in one hit.
Yes, that's always fun. Yes, we got a question in chat asking if the racers are on the same seed, and yes, the racers will always be, or at least should always be, on the same seed, and if they're not, something is wrong and the race needs to start over.
Which we saw in the first race tonight.
Yes, we did. You know, sometimes things happen. Sometimes, you know, you try to copy-paste the seed number and you flub it and you, you know, you forget a digit. Speaking of, we have, Random has found Ganon, so...
and he is not 0 HP, so this will be the normal 8 hits.
Yep,
I believe that is
8
5, 6, 7, 8.
And 8. And there we go.
And we now have bacon.
Yes, indeed. Fight, no problem for RandomEffekt.
Nope.
We're gonna go see, Suppose now it doesn't particularly matter if he was required or not.
Right, so now, well, right. So, I was going to say now he's going to find a shutter door that opens, but that's not guaranteed. If
right.
Ganon wasn't required, the shutter door is not going to automatically open.
Right, or she could just still be behind, you know, a random open door, or behind a bomb wall.
Mm-hmm. So, unfortunately, killing Ganon really doesn't... It's nice to have him out of the way, but doesn't really mean a whole heck of a lot in this scene. Yet.
Right.
Zarby's still over in level 2 on the hunt for the Triforce. Oh, finds the compass and knows that if he just bombs one up, although he has 2 bombs, but he will anyways. And he will find the Triforce in level 2.
Yes, and chat mentioning that since Ganon was in his ordinary room layout, that actually means there's a high possibility that Zelda is also in her normal room layout, which means
if Zelda's in her normal room layout, so
yep.
This can get really tricky. Because if she's in her normal room, then the issue is there's only one entrance to Zelda's normal room. And
yes.
If it's a bomb wall, if Ganon was not required, and that is a bomb wall, that could just be a nightmare finding Zelda.
The one entrance to the room, by the way, is it's from the south.
Right.
So you'd want to go north into the room.
And now, if this wasn't a 0 HPC, it'd be a problem.
Yeah, that would not be a fun room.
No, 6 Wiz Robe room, never fun. Never fun when there are 6 blue Wiz. But given that it's 0 HP, this is easy.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Yep. Not a problem.
Zarby getting a heart refill before heading to maybe to 3 and 7, maybe?
Let's see here. All right, and
I think he's taking stock of where he needs to go.
Right.
So I have his... Oh, and there is level 9, and we all level 9 cheese.
Compass, though. And...
Compass find. Okay. That's huge. So now he knows where Zelda is. Now it's a matter of getting to her.
Now he has to figure out the path to get there, which... You know, which may or may not be as simple and direct as it appears.
In fact, I would say it rarely is.
Right. That is how we've seen in the past a lot of these races. What seemingly huge leads disappear.
Mm-hmm. Disappear because sometimes it's what we call the magic staircase, where there's a staircase that leads to the room right before the princess. Although it does look like Random is slowly but surely getting over there.
Looks like he's going on the right track here, yep.
And he's approaching the room from the south. There we go. Ganon was most certainly required based on the open shutter. So everybody say a good game to Random. Finishes the time with an official SRL time of 50 minutes and 9 seconds.
Yes, indeed. And yep, Ganon was indeed required.
So congratulations to RandomEffekt, who is now the second person to get a point in this Swiss portion of the tournament, joining our very own JamEvil.
Yes, indeed. That is, I think, something we actually didn't discuss at any point during this race, is the Swiss format. So essentially what that means is every person in the tournament is going to race a total of 4 times. There will be 4 rounds. And after each round, they will basically be paired up with someone of, if possible, the same record as them, or if not, a similar record, basically within 1 win, if it can't be exactly the same. And then at the end of the 4 rounds, I believe if you have 3 or 4 wins, you will automatically move on to the bracket stage.
Hello?
Oh, hello.
And we welcome
Hello, hold on one
RandomEffekt.
sec. Let me go grab some headphones real quick, and I will be right back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no problem.
So, yeah, to finish your thought real
yeah,
quick.
I'll finish explaining. So if you have 4 or 3 wins at the end, or I guess 3 or 4 points, at the end of the Swiss bracket, then you will automatically move on to the knockout portion. And if you have 2 wins at the end, then you're going to be basically slotted into essentially a last chance race. I believe it's called Go to the Next Race, or Go to the Next Round Race. And that will fill out the remaining people who move on to the knockout stage.
So as we wait for Random to join us, we'll watch Zarby here. Looks like he's making his way into level 7, which we know was a really quick Triforce and go.
Okay, I'm here.
Well, congratulations, sir, on your wonderful finish.
Thank you. That was about as easy as it can get.
Really, the only thing that tripped you up was the raft, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean, I wasn't sure if I should go, like, 8's just big, and I had other dungeons to do, so my thought process was, first, let me see how far I could go in 8 before I kind of give up. And then once I saw the Goma in the reverse C room, I was like, oh crap, it could be bow blocked, and I need arrows. So that's why I left it the first time. And then when I had the arrows, I went back and checked it. And then I took that one staircase and it didn't lead anywhere. So I was like, all right, you know what? There's 2 items in here, but I got many other dungeons. You never know what I'm going to stumble upon to. So there's no point in digging this whole dungeon, even though I had the map. There's no point in really digging this whole dungeon. So that's why I left it. And then I came back once 7 was done, and 6 I found. Did I find the item in 6? Yeah, I did.
You did. Yeah.
So once I got that, I was like, all right, well, now it's time to go back. But yeah, that was the only big hiccup in this whole run was not digging properly. And the level 9 almost full clear.
Yeah. So let me ask, how nervous were you at the start when level 3 was level 3, you found the bow really quick, and then the Triforce was ladder blocked?
I wasn't really that nervous, to be honest. It was quite reassuring that the levels were in their normal spots, to be honest. Because that at least tells me that I do need to dig for 2 items that I wouldn't normally get necessarily. And so with the raft and the recorder, so I started digging a lot of the early dungeons, because actually in my mind, when I got the ladder and the bow, I was almost in my mind just thinking, oh my god, I'm in Triforce and Go mode. And then I was like, wait a minute, no, I'm not. I have to go and get items. So that's why I think I left. I think I realized that in 2, And that's why I think I went back into 8, trying to go back into 8 a few more times because I knew I needed those items. But no, I wasn't really that nervous. I mean, that happens. That's why in this seed, especially, I was on a heavy hunt for the ladder as quick as possible.
Right, and it did seem like you found that pretty quickly, and
Yeah,
even
that was what, second item?
You know, yeah,
Yeah,
and
that was
even the raft, as long as it took you to actually find it, once you realized, okay, you know, there's only a few places left I can check. You made the correct choice in going back to 8 and getting it.
Well,
there,
yeah.
So.
If it's a choice between going back to 8 with 2 items and the map and going into level 7 shapes blind, I will. That's a no-brainer.
You will pick 8 every time.
I will pick 8 every single time.
Yeah, especially considering how you did 2 rooms in level 7?
Yeah,
Like
I think it was 3 rooms technically. The entrance, Triforce, and then 1 above it. And I was like, well, I'm done.
Yeah.
Right.
No kidding.
I was just going to see like what the next few rooms were going to be. I was not going to dig 7. I just wanted to see if that 1 room was going to be the item or something like that.
Right.
I would have checked a few rooms, and that was about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Level 7, of course, turned out to be the power bracelet, so you didn't really miss anything.
Oh, yeah. I think I could have told you that, because that's the only item I didn't find. Oh, no, I didn't find the other item in 8. No, I did find the other item in 8. 8 was the boomerang, wasn't it?
Yeah, did you find the boomerang? I don't know if
I think I did, but I didn't take it, of course. But I think I found it. It was in a right wall staircase.
Yeah, it was in a corridor staircase.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I was a little nervous, like going into level 9, that I was not getting anything. I guess Ganon was required, right? I mean, it had to be. So
yes.
I didn't find Zelda's room though. I don't think so. On my first search, I don't think I found Zelda's room. So.
No.
Or else I would have gone right back to it. But yeah, I think I cleared at least 75%. I'd say.
The last time I had gotten a glimpse of your map, I'd probably say it was a good. And that was a good 2/3 without even you taking any of the staircases.
Yeah, I tend not to take staircases, especially when I don't need silvers. I have a kind of a path that I like to go, and the old man at the beginning kind of ruined my path. But the secret's in the eye, right above the entrance. So that's why I went left all the way as far as I could, and then went up the second column in from the left, so that I can cover more rooms to try to hear Ganon.
Oh, makes sense to me.
Right.
Empty
So you want to like the way I do 9, especially if I'm kind of looking for Ganon in a way, like I sort of was and sort of wasn't. But at least I didn't have to find silvers. I knew that there's like 3 columns I like to go north-south on because it covers that column plus everything to the right and the left of it. So it makes it really easy to go up 3 columns and basically cover 90% of the dungeon to try to hear Ganon.
Right.
Makes sense. Any other questions for Random Empty Eye?
I don't know. What were your thoughts about the? You mentioned it was a pretty easy seed in general, but kind of what were your thoughts about the kind of flags that were and weren't set?
So I tend not to like these flags right here, this setting,
okay,
because it can, when it's vanilla dungeons, 0-hit KO, it turns into much more of a luck fest. Did I find the right item early? And I mean, against a different racer, I could have lost that easily because I didn't find the raft in 8, and I went in there 3 times for it. So if somebody else was playing this seed and found the raft before me, they could have easily beaten me. And so I think it turns into a little bit more of a luck fest on these particular settings when you have 0-hit KO and the dungeons are right where they are. It takes away most routing and it takes away most combat. So it's interesting. This is like my least favorite by any means to have. But that said, once I knew right away that once I found the very first 30 secret in the Armos, I was like, all right, caves aren't shuffled. I'm going to go get the wooden sword and go to level 3 and see if this is second quest overworld or first quest overworld.
Right.
And so it makes it really easy to route and go, especially when the caves aren't shuffled. So it makes it a little easier on your mind as far as going through the motions of the race, but it kind of wears on you that, oh crap, I hope I find the right item in the right time, kind of thing.
Alrighty.
By the way, I don't have the stream up. Where is Zarby right now?
So, Zarby, about 2 minutes ago, just got his 4th Triforce out of level 7.
Okay.
And is now entering the probably the worst dungeon you guys came across in this seed, level 6.
Yeah.
Because it was heavy Wizrobe, and that Triforce was buried so deep in the northwest corner of that dungeon.
Yeah. It was about as far from the start as it could be, I think.
Did he
tucked
dig
away in that corner?
Did he dig 7?
No. A little. He actually did dig 7 a little bit because he didn't kill the dig dogger at first.
Oh,
but
gotcha.
I think he only dug it enough to find the compass. And then once he found the compass, he up-aid and went right back.
Yeah. So for anybody watching, the reason I was up-aying and saving a lot is because I've had NES crashes this week. 2 randomizer races I've had a crash and fail. So I bought a new NES today, and it's working out really well, but I just wanted to be like ultra safe, and that's why you saw me saving so much. That I normally don't do that, but and then I made a mistake. If you noticed, in level 5, I actually clicked save instead of continue. So I meant to go to the beginning of level 5. I was like, whoops! All right, let's go right back in there, I guess.
Right? Yeah. Someone did notice that, and then others had pointed out that you'd been having some NES issues, but that one actually was a misclick. Okay.
That was a total misclick. I had it in my mind from the get-go. I have it big on my map, so I use a giant dry erase map of the world. You can you can hear it. And I have it really big on here in big bold letters, save. So every time I was in the up-A, basically I gotta save.
So you just instinctively hit save, right?
And I was like, whoops. So if you saw my stream, you saw like the biggest eye roll right there.
Alrighty, sir.
But no, yeah, I'll try to catch the end of the Zarby's run here on Jam stream.
And once again, I want to say congratulations and thank you for joining us in the booth. And we will see you probably sometime next week or the week after for your second Swiss race against somebody else that's 1-0.
That sounds great.
That's right.
And thanks to Zarby for the race.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Take care.
All right. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Alrighty. So now we are back with Zarby in 6. Again, as we mentioned, this was a pain in the butt dungeon. The only redeeming factor out of this level is the fact that this level does contain the red ring should he find it.
Yes, indeed, which is actually still quite helpful against Wizrobes, since they do have 0 HP, but they still hurt if you get beamed by a Wizrobe.
Right. Yeah, and that is the worst quote unquote danger when it comes to 0 HP seeds is unfortunately you still do take damage.
Yep. Absolutely.
Alright, so we have 2 racers now that are 1-0 in this Swiss, and we've got a bunch more races coming up in the next few days and over the weekend. And again, we're going to be pitting the 1-0s versus the 0-1s for Swiss Phase 2. Not sure if that's randomized between the 1-0s and the 0-1s, or if that is based on finish time. That I'm not clear on. Randomized. Okay. Thank you. It is randomized. So there we go. Oh look, and we get the wonderful key of walk into the waterfall. Of course, now I'm drawing a blank as to what was under the waterfall in the vanilla.
I believe it was just wasn't it like just a hint cave?
Oh, that could be. I don't remember.
I think that's what it was. I think it's where you get the go up the mountain ahead hint.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yep, that's it.
So you see Zarby now getting the map in level 6.
Oh, and he finds the red ring. He's going to, I would imagine, ecstatic with that find.
He's going to be very happy to find that, yes. Okay, there we go.
There we go, and he has the compass, so now it's just a matter of getting his butt up into that upper northwest section.
Yep. He just has to figure out how to get there. Which, again, not always the easiest thing, even with the map.
No, and I believe that there wasn't a direct path. I believe he had to take a staircase, if I remember this correctly.
I'm not sure, actually. But we'll see.
We shall see, as he takes a little bonk from a spike trap there.
Yep. Okay, so there's a required bomb wall according to the chat.
Yeah, okay. Nope, that takes him right exactly where he does not want to be.
Right, that's not gonna be... No, he's gonna go right back in there, I think. Yep, okay, now he's going up toward it.
Yep, now he's got the right path. Kind of.
Let's see where he goes.
And he just bypasses the Gleeok and walks right through the Gleeok's butt, which surprisingly does not cause Link any damage.
Indeed not. It, for whatever reason, Gleeok's butt does not have a hitbox.
Hey, well, that's a good thing. Maybe it doesn't stink either. And there we go. He is going to pick up his, I believe that is his fifth? His fifth Triforce of the game.
You're right, yeah. If he can get over there, yep, there he goes. There we go, he's got it.
So he still has to get the ones from 3, 4, and 5. So what would make sense here then is to whistle back to probably level 7 and take care of level 3 quick.
Yes, I believe you're right. I don't actually have the overlay up on my stream, so what are the Triforce pieces that he's missing?
3, 4, and
3
5.
and 3, 4 is 1, because...
And he tries for the magical sword, and it is not 10 hearts.
Nope,
Chances
not 10
are,
hearts.
based on everything, I would probably assume probably a 12 heart magical sword, I would guess.
I would think so as well.
Just based on how vanilla some of the other components of this seed were.
Yes, and again, based on the fact that White Sword took at most 5 hearts.
Yeah. Alright, so he is definitely looking like he's headed back into 3 for what should be a relatively easy Triforce grab. I think he knows where it is. He just has to go there and use the ladder, kill a few Gibdos, and the Triforce will be his.
Yep.
Of course, these Gibdos are a nice easy kill, again, due to the fact that we have 0 HP.
Yes, indeed. He just tanks the blue dark nuts there. Yep, here he goes.
1, 2, and 3. And now another Triforce get. Now this seed should go pretty quickly for him up until level 9.
Yeah, up to level 9. He should be okay.
Sure I'm pretty sure he knows where the Triforces are in 5. I think he got bomb blocked out of 4 and key blocked out of 5, if I remember.
That sounds right. I know he was definitely blocked out of both of them. I do kind of forget what was what in terms of what actually stopped him, but I believe you're right. I believe it was.
Yeah, I'm almost certain it was a bomb block out of 4.
Yeah, I believe it was a key block out of 5.
Zarby just screen scrolled.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
It's the first time I saw him do that.
Yeah.
looks like he's picking up this game pretty quick. That's a good thing.
Absolutely. One thing to note is that, you know, if you were a, I guess let's say, beginning Legend of Zelda player, and, you know, you're intimidated by the thought of screen scrolling and ladder clipping and all that, the randomizer will never require that you do those things, although, as you saw there, they're certainly helpful to beating a seed quickly. But it'll never be required to do, you know, anything you... How do I put this?
You can finish the seed without doing any of the minor glitches that are, you know, typically seen in an any percent run or in an any percent run. So you'll never have to block clip. You'll never have to screen scroll. You'll never have to clip across a T room, and you'll never have to screen wrap or world wrap for that matter.
Yeah, I guess to sum it up, you can play it the way you played Vanilla Legend of Zelda, you know, as a kid, and you'll be able to beat a given seed. It's probably the best way to put it.
That's a perfect way to put it.
Yeah.
Now,
but that said, some of those tricks are definitely helpful.
Yes, they are very helpful. Oh, that's right. This is where he got bomb blocked out of. One bomb to the left, and he should be golden. You don't need that fairy. There we go.
There we go. All right.
Now he will meander his way into his 7th Triforce.
There we go.
All right, so now he'll just make the back trek up to level 5.
Yep, and that is, I believe, where he at least partially got key blocked. Although I don't know if he got key blocked on the actual path to the Triforce or not. But I remember him running out of keys, killing enemies, getting another key, and then running into another locked door.
Oh, there we go. He's just going to up A. That's quicker.
Yep. Yep, that's...
If I remember correctly, 5 was a 2-part dungeon. And if I remember correctly, the Triforce was on the lower half of the dungeon, all the way to the right. Maybe? Or maybe that was... I don't remember.
You're right.
And Zarby now going to try another...
Yeah, he's going to try to...
Oh, almost. Almost.
Yeah, almost got it.
Looked like a pixel off.
Yeah.
At most. Nope. Nope.
No, again, as we mentioned earlier, despite the ease with which the top players pull this trick off, it is definitely not easy.
I think, what is it? You have to be... What did I... Yes, this is... It's trying to screen scroll. What did I say?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
No, you were right, but I believe that's actually... You have to tap it, I believe, for exactly 1 frame. So.
Yeah, so you have to be, I think, what is it, 5 pixels from the side of the screen? And then you have to tap your controller for exactly 1 frame perpendicular to the way Link is facing, and then go the other way.
Yeah.
I mean, I have never been able to do a screen scroll.
Yeah, I've never actually tried it myself, but I don't think I would have much success with it.
Show me what you got.
Yeah, okay, so here we go. The Triforce, I believe, was in the right of this level. I do believe.
Okay.
Now look at your map and go to the right. There you go. All right. Oh, excuse me. All right. Now, if I remember, this was the heart container.
I believe you're right. I believe this was the heart container. Now that fairy will be helpful. There you go.
Yes, now it will. There we go. Clears through.
Oh, no,
Yep.
guess not.
Yeah, that was
okay.
heart.
Oh, okay. He might have grabbed it already, actually.
Yeah, he did. Yep, take that, and I believe this is the Triforce room. So now we're going to head off to level 9. All right, so while Zarby walks over to level 9, I am going to quick check the schedule out.
Yes, let's see
so we can
what's
see
some of the races coming up. I know there are definitely a few coming up tomorrow.
I think we are the last race of the night. And I believe tomorrow's race is, yep. So the next race is actually tomorrow at 2 p.m. It will be on Jam's channel here. And it is Drakados against Zugman. 2 European racers. One from Germany and one from France. So it's a 2 p.m. race. So it's a nice matinee race for those who any good reason to not do any work on a Friday. And then tomorrow night, we also have 2 more races. We have Crimson Avix and Johann Howitzer at 7 p.m. Again, here on JamEvil's channel. And then the nightcap tomorrow is at 10 p.m. We have Fred Coughlin, the creator of the randomizer, versus Dr. J, PhD.
Yes, those should all be some very fun races. The beauty of randomizer is actually what RandomEffekt had mentioned earlier, is that essentially you always have a chance in randomizer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a quote-unquote lower seed, you know, if they take a few gambles and they pay off, you know, they've got a very real chance at winning, you know, winning their race against someone who, you know, they would probably not be able to beat in, let's say, a vanilla race. Which is kind of one of the things I like about randomizers, honestly.
Yeah, it is. It definitely does lend itself to having exciting races that aren't. A lot of them aren't necessarily blowouts.
Yes.
A lot of them can be, close races. All right, so now we're into level 9. We know that Ganon is required. Question is he going to find Ganon first? Find Zelda first? My bet is that he finds Ganon, because Ganon was kind of on the path to Zelda, if I do recall.
Yes. I don't know if Ganon was on the path to Zelda, but I seem to recall Ganon being, I won't say close to the start, but certainly closer to the start than Zelda was.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Zelda was basically on the opposite end, I guess, width-wise, basically near the left end of the level.
Okay, so here we definitely see now a rather drastic departure in ideas as to how to tackle a level 9. Zarby is starting off by taking staircases, which we saw Random not do. And in the post-racer interview, Random says that it's not something he typically does. And if I remember,
Right.
This is Zelda's room right here, if I do recall. So he is going to know he didn't kill the room. But anyways, I do believe that was Zelda's room, right? The room right south of Zelda's room.
It was certainly close to that. I don't remember exactly what room it is.
I
but
think
it was
one room north of that staircase, I think.
Yeah.
So if he hears Ganon soon, then this could be a really, really quick level 9 for him.
That is very true.
Yeah, and we just got confirmed from Toaster in chat that Zelda was in the room north of the gel diamond staircase.
Gels, yeah, okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
okay, my memory kicks in every once in a while.
Yep. That's right. It was kind of what I thought, but
yeah. So now the only question now where is the pig?
Yes. That. Okay, there we go. Now, I was confused because I was somehow a little bit behind you. I'm not totally sure how that happened, but should be good now.
Okay. Oh, a nice 6 Wizrobe room that you want absolutely no part of.
Yep.
Ow. As he takes a nice beam to the face.
Yeah, eats a orange Wizrobe beam. Which,
Hey,
again, even with the red ring, that's a full heart of damage.
Healthy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's back to the gel room. Killed. Okay. Maybe now he is killing them.
Yep.
Yep, here we go. He's killing them.
Yep.
And now he will discover...
Yeah, he's just going to discover the door is not going to open, and so he knows, or he should know anyway. That is, in fact, where Zelda is hiding out.
Yep, I would think by stabbing the door, he kind of acknowledges the fact that she's back there, and he's like,
Open
"Oh, man,
up.
I want this to be over."
Yeah. More gels. So
Oh,
try to
he's gonna
bomb
try
in there.
bomb in there
That's
to
not gonna work.
That ain't gonna work in this seed, but
Nope.
unfortunately, Ganon is required.
Yep. Not actually a terrible idea, but nope, not gonna work this time.
Not a terrible idea at all, but unfortunately, once that shutter door doesn't open, that definitely tells you that, oh, look, Ganon's required.
Yeah.
You guys crack me up in chat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. So he's going to go back to the first part of the dungeon.
Yep. He's
gonna start exploring this part.
Try to hunt down Ganon here. Now we'll see if he continues.
I have to say, watching Zarby's play here, his combat is actually pretty good. For somebody that really hadn't played the randomizer up a week or two ago. He needs to know the mechanics of the game a little bit, but his combat is pretty solid. So I'm wondering if we see something along the lines of him exponentially improving the more he does this.
Yeah, I would agree with that to an extent, although I do think part of it is probably also the 0 HP enemies. But I agree with you that, that the main factor in the race is just kind of his inexperience with, some of the mechanics and the layouts and things of that sort.
Not even that, but I think, in my opinion, his major... He got key blocked out of 1. He got bomb blocked out of 4. Bomb blocked out of 5. He got blocked out of 5. He basically got blocked in 3 of his first 4 dungeons he found, which means he had to backtrack into 3 of the first 4 dungeons he found. And that's not a winning formula for anybody, no matter what skill level they are. If you have to return to dungeons, you're in... Period. Yeah,
that is very true. That is kind of the flip side or the dark side of what I mentioned earlier. Where, if you take a few gambles and they pay off, you got a shot against anybody. But on the other hand, it is very possible to dig yourself into a pretty deep hole early on, really through no fault of your own.
Right.
Because just, early on, you just have to kind of go explore what you can explore or what you find early. And if what you find early isn't, doesn't agree with what you have in your limited inventory, you're going to have some issues.
So it looks like Zarby is now running up against one of the unfortunately more typical issues of the randomizer seed, and that is, oh look, no doors. Where do we have to bomb to advance through this place? And it looks like he's found the path out of here with that magic bomb wall to the right of the old man.
Yep, fortunately that particular bomb did pay off for him, and he did resupply now back up to the full complement of 8.
So now it is just a matter of, once he hears the pig, can he access the pig once he hears him?
Yeah.
And there's the compass.
There's the compass, and I believe the map was in the room above this, so...
Was he?
It was certainly near there, but okay. So...
I don't know. I really don't remember where Ganon was in this. I really don't.
Yeah, as far as... I believe he was in this quadrant, but I don't remember exactly where.
But he's taking the right path now. He's finding some staircases.
Yep.
Is this one of those dummy staircases that sometimes the game gives you?
Yes, the old dummy staircase that just doesn't lead anywhere. Yep.
Yep. And that's one of them. Every once in a while, and sometimes even in normal dungeons, but especially in level 9, you get these staircases that lead to this room, and the room doesn't lead anywhere.
Just doesn't go anywhere. Yep. And yeah, that is an especially in 9, just because it's so big and there are so many staircases.
And especially, oh look, we have a magic shield.
Found the magic shield.
And one of the other big issues with finding these things in level 9 is sometimes bombs are at a big premium in level 9, and having to waste 3 bombs on a room that doesn't go anywhere is just so annoying.
Oh, absolutely.
And now he's gonna get donked by a few Patras for his trouble.
Yep.
I think this is a new staircase to him. And he's going to refill his bombs, which I'm sure he's very thankful to see right now.
Oh, just going to try taking this staircase.
Oh,
which
no.
leads to another Patra. Because of course it does.
Oh, and it's in the bottom right corner, so this is truly a magic to nowhere.
Nowhere, yeah.
All right, so that's two staircases to nowhere.
Yes, indeed. And,
All right, so do we hear 3? Do we have bids on a third staircase?
A third staircase to nowhere. Oh, yikes. I actually forget how many, like, useless staircases there are in Vanilla 9. But there are definitely a couple you don't have to take, or that just kind of lead into circles and don't really go anywhere important.
Okay, so he's found a bomb hole. Now I think he's getting a little closer again, and if I recall, maybe?
I believe so, yeah. I believe he was behind a shutter door. Which does make sense. Not that shutter door. I believe you're right, though. I believe he is getting closer. Okay.
Now he finds a spiral room with some likes. Or as sometimes we like to call them, pancakes, because they look like pancakes. Yep. Nope, sorry, bud.
He's still trying.
Still can't bomb into Zelda's room.
Nope. Still not gonna work. And he finds another staircase. Not gonna take that one, though.
And we get into a dot room. Nope.
He decides, nope, I've had enough of that particular room.
Nope. Climbable wall down. I believe he's now bombed. It tried to bomb into Zelda's room from all sides, I believe, at this point.
I do believe you're correct, actually.
And now he comes back to the staircase with the jets.
Yep. I think it was... I'm pretty sure the map was directly north of the compass.
Was it? That does make some sense. Now that you mention it. He's going up here, and I would imagine he's going to keep going up.
He's gonna, yeah. And some bombs, very nice.
And, nice. I always like finding the bombs.
Yep, you always like the bomb drops. Definitely. Okay. Not to go that way. Okay, yep. Well, he's almost certainly not been here before. Okay, yeah, this was, I vaguely remember this now, the Patra Central here.
Uh-huh. The Patra family reunion somewhere in the middle of the
Yep.
Or middle of the dungeon. Boy, that map looked like a Mankey.
It kind of did.
Is this the room?
Uh,
Then he goes down? Nope, I was wrong. I'm wrong.
no, it's
No.
I think it might have been to the right there, but I don't know.
I would think if he had heard Ganon's roar, he would have went immediately back
Yeah,
up to
that's
check.
true.
Patra has the map. Well, gee, thanks, old man. Thanks for a bunch of nothing.
Thanks for nothing. Yeah.
If you wanted to give me a good hint, tell me where Ganon is.
Yeah, I know.
Crotchy, such and such.
And yeah, I actually think what's funny is that I don't think Patra has the map.
I don't remember. No, I think he might have, because I haven't seen a deceptive hint in this seed, or really a community hint. These have all been vanilla hints. So
Yeah.
Ow. Takes a
Okay,
nice
nothing
face
that way.
Takes a nice face first beam from a
Yeah.
red whiz robe.
You'll beam to the face.
So I think he's killing this Patra then to avoid trying to clip around it.
Yeah. So he looks like he killed the Keystone mini Patra there.
And
Okay, and he opts to just leave at that point. Interesting. More bombs, always good.
always good. Especially in, so far in this dungeon, that does seem to be rather bomb heavy.
Yeah.
Ow. All right, so looking at the map, it's got to... Yeah, so he looks at the map, and he's hopefully thinking to himself, look, Ganon has to be in that area that I haven't explored. He's got to be in that kind of central, northeastern area.
Right, yeah. That does kind of match up with my memory of, where,
Where Ganon may have been.
yeah, where Ganon was or could be.
Now, does he have a potion? I don't think I ever saw... there's a wand.
There's the wand.
I don't think I ever saw him grab a potion.
I think you're right. I also never saw him grab a potion, but
And
that
now
doesn't mean much.
Right, and I don't think either runner actually got the letter from the coast, in the
No.
northeast there.
I believe you're right, yeah. I don't think either one did. I know RandomEffekt did grab a potion before he ran into 9.
Yeah, but he grabbed the potion from a
Yeah, he got it from one of the heart container guys. Yep.
Yeah. And he gets gelled.
And he let's see what's going on here. Looking in the race chat here.
Yep. He just posted that he's so lost.
Yeah, he's kind of flustered at this point, I think,
Yeah.
which I can't say I blame him for.
No,
'cause
not at all.
he is certainly, if not full cleared it, minus Ganon's room, he has certainly come very close to doing so.
Certainly on that way.
Yeah.
Now, this was the first staircase that takes him to right to Zelda's room.
Right. Yep.
Or no. Oh, my bad.
Well, basically, I would say. Just about.
Yeah. Now he's going to clip back and go back to the start, which I think is a
Yep.
good thing.
Yep.
Oh, Toaster brings up a very good point.
Yes.
In the chat. So, one of the interesting things about level 9 is there are 2 roaring enemies. Okay? Patra, you hear a roar from when you enter his room. Ganon, you hear a roar from a room away. Problem is, if Ganon is next to a Patra room, you're not going to hear the roar of Ganon over the roar of Patra. So you have to kill Patra, go back into the room, and see if you hear Ganon.
Right. Yeah, I wonder if that's what's confusing him at this point, because there were definitely some Patras he did not kill, or if he did, he didn't kill them, exit, and then re-enter the room, so... But yes, that is something I didn't...
And this was one
something
of the
I didn't think about, or at least couldn't put it all together until
Right.
Ghoster mentioned it.
And that was one of the true rooms to nowhere.
Yep.
Did he bomb up in this room? I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there we go. Now, is this a new room?
Let's see.
This looks maybe... Oh, and here's a Patra. So,
Let's see how this goes. Oh, he... Okay.
resets the room. I don't think that was intentional.
No. Don't know if he's trying to kill Patra or... Okay, yep, there he goes.
Yeah, he's waiting for the 3 cycle.
Yeah.
Because when you have the expanding Patra like that, you wait for the 3 cycle, then you go in for the...
Yeah. Okay, there's another room he hasn't been into.
There's another room. And here he is. Here
Okay,
is the
there we
pig.
go. All right,
All
hello.
right. One hit.
Yep, there's one hit. So it'll take, since this is a standard HP Ganon, it'll take 3 hits. Or, I'm sorry, 8 hits.
Right.
He had inflicted the 3rd hit, as I said that. So I had 3 hits on the brain. There's 6, 7. Oh, very nice stun lock.
Nice stun lock.
Yep.
All
Right,
right,
yep,
so-
throw that silver arrow.
The pig is down. He grabs the Triforce. He waits for the Triforce, the room to stop flashing, because that's important. And now he can go rescue Princess. And I believe from here there was certainly a direct route. Here we go.
Gonna go to the right, yep.
And everybody in chat, I want to see a bunch of Zarby as he finishes.
Alright, oh, almost there.
And
There we go.
here we go.
GG.
Zarby has finished the race in an SRL official time of 1 hour, 37 minutes, and 57 seconds. So, congratulations to Zarby. A very nice finish to the season.
Yes.
So, while we wait to see if Zarby comes into the Discord chat, again, I will remind everybody that the next race is tomorrow at 2 p.m. here on JamEvil's stream, featuring, I have to look it up again, featuring Drakados and Zugman. Again, a European, one from Germany, one. We have 2 races later that evening, but our next race, again, tomorrow, 2 p.m. here on JamEvil's channel.